Now to solve this problem, I am giving you some facts and rules, and you may have to define some queries like yourself or find out the answers. These are the facts. Symptom for cold is mild body ache. Symptom for flu is severe body ache. Another symptom for cold is runny nose. One more symptom for flu is again runny nose. And then symptom for flu is this. The 5 facts. Participate. First query is symbol X, comma, X, comma, running nose and symbol X, comma, like a short form mild body ache. This is mild body ache. So to find out what is value of X here. Second query is symbol X, comma, running nose. X, comma, Y and symbol Y, comma, running nose. X, comma, running nose. You have to find out the value of X and Y. You have to write a query to find out what are the symptoms of flu. What are the symptoms of flu? You have to write a query for what are the symptoms of flu, and you have to write another query for which this symptom severe body ache is for which disease. You have to find out the disease for severe body ache syndrome. You got the question? I have given you 4 facts. Symptom, 5 facts, sorry. cold, mild body ache, flu, severe body ache, symptom cold, runny nose, and flu chills. In first query, you have to find out disease whose symptoms are runny nose and mild body ache. Don't directly give answer x is equal to whatever. You have to solve it step by step. Then second query is symptom x comma y and symptom x with runny nose. You have to find out value of x and y matching with this query. Third query is you have to write a query or poll which will give you answer about what are the symptoms of flu. And fourth one is you have to define a query for which symptom, which disease has a symptom severe body ache. What is the answer of first query? Cold. How you find out? So how to define that? First you have to map this query with the facts. So running nose, you have two values, two facts which are matching. What you will do is you will match the query with facts. It's a pattern matching. So this part is unknown and this part is known. So you have two facts which is matching with second parameter unknown. So what are the values of x here? Cold and flu. So in first step you get value of x as cold and flu. Now we use put cold here. Put x as cold and check whether we are having fact matching with cold and mild body. So it's matching. So it will remain true for cold and mild body. And again we will check for next value, flu and mild body, that will be true false. So true value is for the x value cold. That's why the answer is x. This explanation is correct. Then for second case, here it will give all the values of x and y, all these five values. Cold, mild body, Q. So x will be cold Q and y will be mild body, severe body, runny nose, and chills. We get all the values for x and y. And here, which value of x it will take? Cold and flu. So it will take cold and flu. So for both cold and flu, this will be true. This query will be true. Next, how you are going to write a query for symptoms of flu? You want x flu as the answer. Symptom x comma. You want flu as your answer. So x comma severe body ache, x comma runny nose, x comma chills. So three and statements. Then only you get x as equal to flu. Right here. X runny nose, x mild body ache. For this you got answer cold. So here it will add one more. X runny nose, x severe body ache, and x chills. Yes. X comma y and q comma y. Then it will return two things. Runny nose. It will return answer runny nose for y. We want answer x. What is x comma? So this question now, severe body ache. We want answer as severe body ache. Whose symptom is severe body ache? Glaucoma exhibiting all three symptoms. I want symptom as then it will return Q. I want answer as severe body ache. X comma chance is Q. And X comma Y. So why would we again running notes severe body ache it will consider each query as a sub goal and take all values of X to replace this. It will again start from first fact and try to match that fact with your query. This is how replacement takes place. This is your homework. X is your disease, flu or cold. We want symptom as output and a particular symptom. Because now I am shivering, I have severe body ache and I want to check which disease I have. I'll just enter the symptom. Huh? No, it is not possible because data is insufficient. Any queries, girls, online students? You got these answers? Hello?
Ma'am, can you repeat the last four?
For last query, it is not possible to write a predicate because data is insufficient.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll just revise what we have seen in the first lecture, the theory part. So in logic programming, logic program, the Prolog program consists of logic, that is rules, and facts. What are the facts? Statements or predicates which are either true or false. But when we say it's a fact, it should be true. So I'm saying a symptom of cold is mild body ache means here I'm making a statement. For cold, mild body ache is one of the symptoms. So it's a true. Or in yesterday's example, we have seen age A comma B. So we are stating that there is an age between A and B points. So it's a true fact. So logic programming consists of facts and rules. Logic specifies facts. So whatever our logic we put in the form of facts. And rules indicate what algorithm does. Rules is like our functions in procedural language. The procedure, or what we can say, we are clubbing facts together to create a new statement or new fact with the help of rules. So logic means facts and control or rules means what algorithm does. And control is how to implement algorithm by applying rules in a particular sequence. So we had facts here, we didn't have any rule for this example, but in previous example we have seen there was a rule called path. If there is age between x to n and there is a path between n to y, then you can say that there is a path between x to y. So that was a rule. And how we apply these facts on a rule to get the answer of our query. So this is called algorithm, how this program executes. So what is preposition logic? It's a logical system which provides rules for calculating the truth values of preposition. So it is raining. Is a preposition or not? It is raining. The value should be true or false. So it's a preposition. It is hot. So if I say P or Q, so how you can write it into a preposition P or Q? P statement is it is raining. Q statement is it is hot. And my statement is P or Q. It is raining or it is hot. So R implies that either it is raining or it is not, or maybe both. So when you say R goes to P or Q, say P or Q, it can be a raining, it can be hot, or it can be both. So value of R is true if both the value of P or value of Q is true. If it is raining and if it is hot, then you can say that P or Q is true. And proving that whether it is true or false, it's called logic programming. We have to provide a proof. You have studied tautology, negation. So that is what we try to prove the statement, whether left side is equal to right hand side, whether you are getting all truth table, all the values true, then you can say that the statement is true. So in definition, preposition is any meaningful mathematical statement which is either true or false, but not both at the same time. As I explained previously, preposition is a statement which is either true or false. So there are two types of preposition, simple preposition and compound preposition. It is raining is a simple preposition. It is hot is a simple preposition. But when we combine, it is raining or it is hot, then it becomes compound preposition. I'm not presenting anything. I'm just explaining you what we have seen in the previous session. I'm not using any PPTs for this session. So in previous lecture, we have seen there are different types of connectors we can use to make compound prepositions, negation and or conjunction, disjunction and implication, not P or Q. So these are four types of connectors that we can combine to convert simple prepositions to compound prepositions. Then data objects or any language, when we start studying any language, we learn what are the data types or what are the character set of the language. So in Prolog, we have three types of objects: integer, real and character. So integer is any integer value, real is floating point value and character is a set of characters. And note that the names that begin with small case, you might have observed while I am writing Prolog program, I use age as small case or path as small case. So when you write in lower case, that means it's a fact or rule. And when you use capital X, capital Y, capital N, those are variables. So it is a language nomenclature. So we have to follow that. Names beginning with lowercase represents concrete fact. That fact means our database. And if uppercase represents variables, the scope of variable is the rule within which it is used. Scope of that variable is only bounded to that rule. In first query, value of X was cold. In second query, value of X is again different. So that X is bounded to that particular rule. Storage representation, how this is stored in memory. Facts and rules are stored as linked list. They are stored as linked list. Facts, the way stating that what are the facts. Let me explain you with a diagram. We have studied these four terms: fact, rule, queries, and words. I have to explain you words straight. Statement or clauses. There are two types of clauses: facts and rules. Facts is a clause, rule is also a clause. What is fact? Fact is predicate and dot. Like what we have written age, A, comma, B and dot. So this is a clause which is a fact, which this is called predicate. Predicate means relation. Predicate means relation. And this is dot. What predicate has? It has a relation. And what we pass to the predicate? Names or variables. can be a compound. We can pass another fact to this fact. What are the rules? How we can define a rule? Rule is again a clause. It has left hand side and right hand side. And right hand side can contain facts and rules. So you can contain a fact like A comma B, and rule, another rule, and or B. Get a rule. So in short, what is a fact? The way stating the relationship between objects. So these are the objects, names, variables, what we pass to a fact. These are called objects. And the way we state this relationship is called fact. Suppose I want to write a fact for this statement. Varsha is lecturer in computer. So how you convert this statement into fact? Lecturer Varsha comma computer. So you need two parameters. Relationship is lecturer. And these are two objects, Varsha and computer. Suppose you have to write a fact for, say, Ram is father of Sham. Father of Ram comma Sham. So Ram is father of Sham. This is how you can convert simple statements into facts. So relation is called predicate. Relation is called predicate. And name of individuals are called atoms. Whatever we pass, the name A, B, say Seema, lecture, IT, or Ram, Sham, these are atoms. And the relation like father of, lecturer, symptoms, age, these are called relations or predicates. Suppose I have written square. Square 2 comma 4. So which is a relation and which are atoms here? Square is a relation and these are atoms. And how to read it? 2 is square of, sorry, 4 is square of 2. Or 2 square is 4. 2 square is 4 because 2 is our starting point. Otherwise I have to write square 4. Then I can say that 4 is square of 2. We are getting how to write a convert statement into facts. So finite set of facts constitute a program. So in Prolog, program is nothing but set of facts and rules. Rules are optional. Only you can write a program with facts. Like here symptoms. We have written a program only with symptoms. So rules are implications that are stated in consult operation. So let's take one more example. So I'm writing one more program. You have to find out facts, rules, and variables. Other of AABB other of BBCC made AA made BB female CC mother of BBBB mother of Can you write a rule for parent of? I want a new relation parent of. Can you write a rule to define a new relation parent of using these facts? These are facts. I want a rule. I want to design a rule for a relation parent of, sister of, grandfather of, sibling. Can you write a relation parent of? How to write a relation parent of? So, yeah, we are taking two variables, x and y. Parent x is parent of y. When we can say that x is parent of y. We have these relations, father of, male, female, and mother of. So then we can say that x is parent of y. X should be what? Father or mother. It is not related with male or female. And what about y? Is there any relation of y? No. So x can be father of y or mother of y. Then you can say that x is parent of y. So how to define this relation? Father of some other variable is sorry x comma y or mother of x comma y. X can be father of y or x can be mother of y. So if my query is parent of parent of, this is my query or goal. If my query is parent of ZCC, what will be the answer for Z? Parent of ZCC, we have just defined a rule parent of mother of XY and mother of father of XY, mother of XY. So it will first replace this parent of by left hand side. It will replace it by father of Z is X and Y is CC. Father of ZCC or mother of ZCC. Now it will try to match this query, unify this query with our facts. So it is matching with this one, father of BBCC. So first it will return value for Z as BB. Condition is or. So it will return all possible values for Z. So mother of ZCC. We have one more fact which has EE is mother of CC. It will return two values. So BB and E, they are parents of CC. Now can you write a query for sister of? Then you can say that X is sister of Y. You understood this parent of you? Sister of X comma Y. Here we have to read that X is sister of Y. X is sister of Y. Sister of we consider N is X comma Y. Then father of N comma X or mother of N comma if father is common, then only it's a sister. If mother is there, you can use correct. You just have defined parent of relationship. If the parents of X and Y are should be common, and X should be a female. So sister of X comma Y, you can say that parent Z comma X and parent Z comma Y. So Z should be parent of X and Z should be parent of Y. The parent of X and Y should be common, and X should be female. I'll write it. That's why I have given you parent of very first. Otherwise, you have to repeat everything. So here, parent of here X is a sister, Y is say sister or brother. Y can be male or female. I can be a sister of my sister, or I can be a sister of my brother. So we are not considering what is the gender of Y. But as a relation, I have to define a sister of. So X should be a female. So that I can write first. If I want headed or cause, if X is a male, then it will not exist further query. So while considering query, so writing query, we should keep that also in mind. So first important clause is X should be a female. Female X and parent of Z. Z is parent of X. Z can be mother of or father of X should be parent of Z comma Y. Is it clear? X should be a female first and parent of X and Y should be common. Any queries, girls? Watching online? Can you write a query for sibling? Cancel female. Just cancel female. Parent of X and parent of Y should be same. X can be male or female, Y can be male or female. So no need to mention the gender. That is just sibling. And grandfather of? So grandfather of, you can write as grandfather of X comma Y. Don't forget to pass it. We are talking about X and Y. X is grandfather of Y. So father of X comma Z and father of Z comma Y. X is father of Z and Z is father of Y. Then you can say that X is grandfather of Z. And father of means no need to say male or female. Grandparent, if the question is grandparent, then you can say father or mother of. So in that case, you can say that a parent of X comma Z and parent of Z comma Y. So it will include father or mother. Or this is one query. And here, or you can write father of father X of Z. Parent instead of mother or father. This can be a parent. We want here we have given parent, means it can be a mother or father, and mother's or father's father will be your grandfather. So parent of X comma Z and father of Z comma Y. As we want grandfather. If you want grandmother, then instead of father of, you have to write mother. Father of father is called parent of. So parent, if you write parent of z comma y, it can be mother also. We want grandfather. Mother, married and parent. Yeah. So this parent means father or mother. This is father or mother. And father's father is your grandfather. Mother's father is also your grandfather. Any confusion? I'm not getting your question. You want parent first? Then it can be father's mother will be your grandmother. X is grandfather. Sorry. Parent of should be the second. X should be father of Z, but Z can be parent of mother or father of Y. Very good. You understood how to write queries? Suppose I have to write ancestor of. Ancestor of X comma Y. How many times you go? Father of, father of, father of, father of. How many times? N times. So instead of going n times, you can use recursion. Like now we have used recursion in finding out path between one point to other point. Age. Instead of finding out how many ages between, we have written age and path from that point to next point. That's why we use recursion if there are infinite times. We didn't know how many times we have to call that particular fact. Then we will go for recursion. I'm just going through my slides because I should not miss any point. So you have just designed the queries. What are the queries? Why we use queries here? Queries are also called goals. So queries are method for retrieving information from the logic program. This is a data and you want to retrieve some information. That's why we use queries or goals. It is used to check whether a certain relation exists between objects. So like here, I am checking whether X is parent of Y. It will be written true or false. Or pass values with, for which relation it is true, it will return those values of X and Y. Fact P states that goal of rule P is true. Fact P states that goal of rule is true. That means to check whether that query is true or false or goal is true or false, we have to match it with the fact. So fact will tell you whether that query is true or false. Using rules. If you didn't find it in the facts, you have to use the rules to solve the query. So here, what we have done, just note down, you might have missed it. In this rule, for this rule, we use facts. To define parent of, we just use facts. But to define this rule, we use another rule. To define this rule sister of, we use fact as well as another rule. So rule can be, as I said in the first diagram, rule can be rule and fact. Fact can be from your data set or it can be a sub-rule or sub-rule. Each part of this rule is called sub-rules. Each fact or the part of the rule, you have to solve it individually. And then take those, what are the output of that into proving second rule. So for this code, you have to take all the values of X and Y as usual. And then you have to solve this rule. So rule you can write with the facts or with other rules. methods we'll see in the next lecture. I'll explain you first with proper example. Instead of a variable, Prolog also supports you anonymous variable. Means instead of writing one here, you just put dash. No need to write a variable. So it will give values of x for whatever a right hand side is. It's not compulsory to write name of variable. We can use anonymous variables. We talked about recursion. Yesterday we talked about unification. Can you explain me what is unification? Unify. Matching. Okay. I'll give you one problem. Last example. F of x comma a is equal to f of y comma b. Sorry, x comma b is equal to f of a comma y. What is value of x and what is value of y here? If this statement is given, what is value of x and what is value of y here? X is equal to a and y is equal to b. It is obvious. So can I say that just f of ab is instance of f of x comma b? Can I say that? Can I make a statement? F of a comma b is instance of f of x comma b. What is meaning of instance? Can I say that f of c comma b is instance of f of x comma b? Just look at x comma b. If I have f of x comma b, can I say that f of a b is instance of x comma b? Can I say that f of c comma b is instance of f of x comma b? X is a variable. It can be any value from your data set. For example, runny nose. X comma runny nose. X can be blue, X can be cold. But when you take a particular instance, blue runny nose, it is instance for that particular variable. There are multiple answers. One of the answers is called instance. Okay? Here, f of ab is instance of f of x comma b. So can I say that f of a comma b is instance of f of a comma 1? F of a comma b is instance of a comma 1. So it is matching. A is matching with this a, and y can take any value b, c, d. So a comma b is one of the instance of a comma 1. Now if here I am using a condition, in this case, here I am saying that suppose f of a comma c is also instance of a comma 1. Now another example, f of x comma x. F of x comma x. Can I say that a comma a is instance of f of x comma x? Can I say that f of b comma b is instance of x comma x? B comma b is instance of x comma x. If I put x value b, this is also b. But can I say that f of a comma b is instance of x comma x? No. Why? Like if it is f of x comma y, then x value is a, y value is b. You can say that f of ab is instance of f of xy. But if it is x comma x, you are not able to say that f of ab is instance of f of x comma x. Why? So in one rule, the variable should take only one value. It will not take x is equal to a here and x is equal to b here. No. If x is equal to a, this should be a. If this is b, this should be b. So variable is bounded to that particular rule. The scope
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, if A and B are same, then
If you are using two different variables, then you can say that f of xy, f of ab is instance of f of xy. But here you are using same variable. So in Prolog or in any logic programming, this is a rule. Variable can take only one value in a particular rule. It will not get bounded to multiple values in that particular rule. If value of x is a, then this x should be a. If this x is b, this should be b. It will not match ab with xx. Like in first example, age wala, we map path x comma x. So if you try to find out path a comma b, it will match with another rule. It will not match with path x comma x only.
And f of a comma a is the instance of f of x comma y.
Yeah, here value of x, yes, f of bb is also instance of f of x comma x. The value of x is a, value of y is also x, value of x is b, and value of y is also b. Variable can take the same values, but you cannot use one variable with two different values in the same rule. We'll stop here. Password is unification.